Mama, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Gotten some messages from over the weekend. I wanted to ask you, sometimes over the weekend, when we're not on the show, you still get messages?
Yeah, people still do send me messages.
Okay. On ongoing or regular programming?
Yes,
okay.
yes. But the point is that we're restricted to 6 to 9.
Yeah,
so it really doesn't matter what time
That's
you send
WhatsApp
the message.
is for 6 to 9.
6 to 9 on weekdays.
If you comment on any other thing.
Oh, no, you're free to.
You're free to.
Really.
You're free
there are people who also constantly call.
Right.
But it's our WhatsApp and our text tab, and we keep it as such.
Great.
Yes.
We'll see how that goes. But good morning to you, Pastor Walter. You are with the Zoe prophetic ministry, I believe.
Is it Zoe or Zoe? Like Joey?
Zoe.
Or Zoe?
I think it's Zoe.
And you said was Zoe?
Zoe, Charlie. So what do you have for the Ghanaian Times?
Let's do the Daily Graphic
You have
newspaper.
to do some of these things all the time.
The Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page, payroll cleansing yields result according to SNITS. There's a smiley Dr. John Oforitan crying, the Director General of SNITS, on the front page of the paper. GN Bank secures $20 million for expansion. 6 workers die, 4 injured at Newmont, a half a mine. And we were there and we brought you an extensively detailed report on this. But the bit about the payroll cleansing says the Social Security and National Insurance Trust says its efforts to cleanse the payroll system of ghost pensioners are yielding the desired results. And according to the trust, about 1.5 million Ghana cedis was being saved monthly after it initiated an exercise to deactivate pensioners who had failed to comply with directive to register biometrically with the trust. So details of that is in the paper. For instance, they said in February this year, they started deactivating pensioners who, after several attempts to get them registered biometrically, failed. But this has given the trust some significant improvements in its payroll. And then the Director General of SNITS, Dr. John Ofori Tenkwai, told the media a lot more things that the newspaper captured is on page 3 in the newspaper. You can read all about it. But what we also want to know really is the updates. You know, SNIT had been in the news prior to this a bit way back because of some activities that they were involved in, some software that they were buying so expensively. And we want to know those matters, where we are with the investigation. They will tell you, oh, the matter is still being investigated, but an update would do, just as you were telling us about this payroll cleansing. That will also be good to know. Center spread of the paper, efforts to eliminate cholera in endemic areas, targeting hotspots with vaccines. So there's a cleansing, sort of same payroll, but in some areas. But picture is not encouraging, really. Governments over the years have instituted regular cleanup campaigns to battle filth, but we know the results. If you look at the center spread of the paper, forgive me, hopefully you're not having breakfast this morning, but you'd want to puke. It's a picture, really, of what exists in our country today with regards to filth. Back page of the graphic, Ash Gold beat Kotoko to remain on top and internalize Pep Wafa. Also, Chelsea trounced Hearts 3-0, but it's not the Chelsea that somebody sitting by me is supporting, because even when they had all the opportunities, they decided we want to draw. All right, that's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. Roland?
Well, so we have to move on. We have
You're
the
not
Ghanaian
talking
Times.
Chelsea today?
No.
Or now you're supporting the local Chelsea?
I'm supporting
not
the real
the
Chelsea.
Not the English Chelsea.
Yeah, yesterday I was watching the match and we scored the first goal, then I got disappointed.
You had lots of opportunities even in the first half.
We had lots of chances and we just missed it. And now we're not likely to make top 4. And I don't get it.
Don't worry, Europa will take you.
Even Man United is making top 4.
But you know, I think what is sad about Chelsea, and if you go the way you're going, is that you are the champions. You know that?
Yeah, we are.
And you don't look like it.
No. We're pale shadow of the champion of the English Premier League. I don't get it.
Yep. It's almost as if Manchester United won the league last season.
That's always, and
Yeah.
I watched the Man United game too, and it was excellent. The second half was just blistering.
You know, after the second,
I was surprised.
After the second goal, the
Yeah.
first half, I got up. I said, no way,
Yeah.
this disgrace that is coming.
Oh, for me, you know, against Supporters Union, so I was just glued. But I wanted Mourinho to be able to salvage. You know, I watched the first time they went to. That was the first.
Yeah.
The
I
first
think that
half
was
of
a
the season.
1-0.
No, it was a 2.
Was it?
Was it a 2-1 or 2-0? So I think it was a 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And they made some mistakes
I thought it was
during
a
that
1.
period too. And Mourinho, I think the team was just containing Manchester City at the time.
Yeah.
We all thought
Yeah,
they could have done
a lot better. Yes.
And so the second half was awesome. When they scored the first goal, I knew that they would score again. Then the third
But
one
me,
came.
I didn't have hope after the
You
first
think
half.
that I was a
I
Man
didn't
United
have
fan?
hope.
It was.
I thought disgrace
No,
was
when they
coming
started
our
the
way.
first half, the first 50 minutes, I knew something was.
Yeah?
It was awesome. The goals came in. It was awesome.
So
But
Manchester City will have to live another day to celebrate and lift the cup.
But you
Definitely
know,
not
from
with
the
us.
Liverpool game in the Champions League, now getting to the Premier League game against Manchester United, it also gave a certain vibe in the league that Manchester City was not invincible after all.
Yeah.
That they have serious problems.
True.
If you're able to beef up your team, you can do well.
Yeah.
So
Good
it will
luck
be
to them
exciting.
tomorrow. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Liverpool, no, Manchester City, Liverpool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that game. Well, let's look at the Ghanaian Times. It has on the front page, disaster Newmont mines, 6 die, 4 injured. Minerals Commission commences investigations. We have doctors, why they refuse posting to 3 northern regions. National security takes over probe into Australia visa scandal. Police grab 14 illegal drug peddlers in Accra. And then Galamsey has defiled a 15-year-old girl. But the main story is about 6 dying, 4 injured. Minerals Commission commencing investigations as always. That's what we do. That's what we do. In other jurisdictions, talking about South Korea, which had jailed a former president some 24 years. A president resigned because there was a boat disaster or a vessel disaster some years ago. Well, we'll see how that goes. So they said doctors, why they refuse posting to 3 northern regions. And this morning we're putting a sharp focus on the World Health Organization and their theme about getting access and whether that access to healthcare is everywhere. And lately the conversation has been around how sometimes you have emergencies at the various public hospitals. You're in a desperate situation and your case, whether it could be a relative or a child or somebody you brought to the hospital, needs care, and the health professionals just don't care. Just think about it. All right. And the national security takes over probe into Australia visa scandal. That's on page 17 of the paper. And as always, that's what we do. We'll open the probe. We'll take no action seriously against those that need to supervise and make sure the right things are done in our various agencies. And the national security, according to the news report in the Ghanaian Times, is to probe the deportation of some 50 Ghanaians from Australia. And this is in connection with the ongoing Commonwealth Games in the city of Gold Coast. This was after the Ministry of Youth and Sports referred the matter to the investigative body to unravel how the undeserving person got visas to that country when they were in no way connected to the games. And we know, according to what the reports have been in the media, even here on JoyNews, we've had people pay variedly, sounds between $8,000 to about $20,000. People have that sum of money. So if you have $20,000, that's almost 100,000 Ghana cedis. You can build a house, I think. Send it to Australia, go and start all over. Maybe you get that in a year. You never know. So let's go to the back page. It says sea lions upset immigration. We're talking about the southern sector. Fresh Park National Women's League comments at the Carl Reindorf Park in Dansoman. A number of losers were also recorded. Adriana Farm Fosa, and we have had Kotoko Fall. Those summarily are the stories on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Mamavi,
Yeah.
you have the finder.
I've got the finder. I'm looking at the story which is on page 2. The headline you will not find on the front page. But FDA Pharmacy Council arrests 14 fake drug peddlers. And this happened last Friday. Some of the places where they got these people who are made up of 11 men and 3 women, according to the details of the story. Domi Achimota and Kwame Nkrumah Circle, and they were selling unregistered aphrodisiacs, the tramadol that has been in the news really lately, and then some antibiotics amongst others. So that details of that arrests is on page 2 in the Finder. But back to the front page of the Finder. Business confidence high, according to IEA. They call for additional economic reforms to consolidate gains. Also, Ghana and China signed $66 million agreement for 2 projects, and 6 dead, 4 injured at Newmont Ahafo mine. Underperforming ministries would have staff fired, according to a minister. We'll get to page 5 to see which minister is saying that. Also, pay taxes to actualize Ghana beyond aid, a call being made by the Vice President. So, Minister for Monitoring and Evaluation, Dr. Anthony Akotose, says he has tasked his staff to sack workers that are underperforming in the ministries. He said, like the president, he also had zero tolerance for people not delivering, and will do all in his capacity to make sure government flagship programs were achieved before 2020. All right, details of all of that. Also, husband burns 8-month pregnant wife to death. Wow. An 8-month pregnant woman, Gladys Kuma alias Koko, has been burned to death by her husband in their room at Odna Cottage near Sankore in the Sunafo South district of the Bono Ahafo region. Absolutely heartbreaking story. Chief Inspector Augustine Kinsley Opong, the Regional Police Public Relations Officer, confirmed to the Ghana News Agency on Thursday that Azuma Komla, aged 30, husband of deceased, vanished after the act, but investigation led to his arrest and now in police custody in Sunyai. He said on Sunday, March 25, 2018, an unknown person reported the incident to the Sankore police, that he heard the deceased shouting for help in a flame of fire in her room. And for the rest of the details, you have to grab the Finder newspaper. All right, there are lots more stories in the paper that will be of interest to you. You can grab the Finder newspaper. Roland?
Well, so let's look at the Daily Guide newspaper. It has on the front page, Opuni gambles with 60 million Ghana cedi cocoa cash. 6 killed at Newmont Ahafo mine. Stop insulting Rawlings. Mahama Beck's NDC. We have EC chiefs clash again. The Daily Guide, as always. Some of those stories, you know, won't be in any other paper.
I didn't see the sticker.
The sticker story.
The Obi name sticker.
Mahama the Mahama. Yeah, it's been dominating, but it's not here. It's not here. Let's go to that story and see whether we'll get. It says. Okay, they just talk about the fact that they said he's saying they shouldn't be insulting the founder of the NDC. Let's go to page 4 where they have more of the stories there and see whether they have put it there on the sticker. Okay, it's here. Okay, no, it's not here. All right, so basically that they didn't talk about the stickers. Oh, it's funny. He's been dominating the the front pages, so not the front pages, the various social media pages. We have Opuni gambles with 60 million cocoa cash. We're told that it is turning out that former chief executive of Cocoa Board allegedly gave authorization for subsidiaries of the board to invest huge amounts of cocoa cash into what looks like unprofitable ventures, etc. So you just have to, we know this case is in courts and etc. etc. Let's go to the news one pullout of the Daily Guide newspaper. It says, I didn't kill my mother. Mami Sewa, actress Mami Sewa, born Clara Benson, has responded to allegations that she has a hand in her mother's death. She stated she loves her mother so much that she couldn't have killed her. Also, she gave the impression she can't hurt a fly and has no means to even take a life, let alone take the life of the woman who gave birth to her. Mami Sewa's mother, the late Madam Rose Amwatin Benson, died on Thursday, etc. And we're told that she was only 48. Reports at the time suggest she was sick for some time before she met her unfortunate death. But we're told that some spiritual persons, Charlie.
Why would she even be responding to something like that?
Yeah, I think she was on the Delay show, I'm told.
So
you know, they asked all those questions there. Yvonne Elson
so what, some prophet said what? She killed her mother?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's perfect.
Yvonne Nelson rejects TV Africa's compliments. And then we have Black Panther beats Titanic box office record. We're told that it's now the third in the all-time movie money collection.
We have to visit Wakanda.
Wakanda, yeah. Where is it? Only in the movie.
No,
yeah.
Wakanda exists.
Okay.
Just think about it deeply. We will visit Wakanda.
So we have a number of stories there. So those are the main stories.
Okay.
Daily
let's do the Daily Dispatch then, and then we'll do the BNFT. We'll quickly run online to check out what the news portals are reporting this day. But the Daily Dispatch newspaper, this is it. This generated a certain conversation not too long ago. But the Daily Dispatch is giving us records of people who are living in Europe. So they've got Ghana, Nigeria, and Senegal. And Ghana has 250,000 people living in Europe. Is this the legal number, or this is every single Ghanaian living in Europe? Nigeria is on top with 390,000, obviously. And then Senegal is also ahead of Ghana, 275,000 Senegalese living in Europe, according to what is in the Daily Dispatch newspaper. But President Akufo-Addo on why military agreements was accepted. And then Imani's Kofi Bentil tells President, you missed some key issues. Find out what he says the President missed in the paper. Ghana must strive for solid waste management. Also another story on page 2 in the paper. So there are other stories in the Daily Dispatch. You might want to grab it. But let's finish off with the Business and Financial Times newspaper front page. Banks face ad hoc inspections, new deposit protection law. Also, aquaculture for food and jobs to be launched in May. And then Baumia calls for paradigm shifts in revenue mobilization. On the back page, Echima in Kwawoma Rural Bank inaugurates Kronum branch. ARB Apex Bank appoints new corporate communications manager. GN Bank obtains $20 million from OPEC. These are the headlines when you grab the Business and Financial Times newspaper. Let's see if we can do a few of your messages, and then we will do my JoyOnline.com and the other news portals. This one says, I always enjoy your newspaper headlines discussion. Please keep, wisdom from Techiman in the Bonahafu region, saying we should have a blessed and fruitful day. Well, we wish you same wisdom. Thank you for watching our show every morning. This one says, I thought the then opposition party branded Setekpe incompetent for introduce a lot of taxes in the economy, but why is the competent Ken Oforiatta doing same and no one seems to see? Charles Ejekum from Cape Coast sending us this WhatsApp message. Al Hassan 1191 says, this is a higher order of hypocrisy when the opposition NDC is telling Ghanaians that this 2018 US-Ghana agreement will bring insecurity, tax exemption, and homosexuality in this country. Since they have been in government and have signed many similar agreements with the US, the 2018 agreement is not significantly different from the 2015 one signed. So this conversation is still very much on. Other people have interest in that, and that's why this message is coming through. This one says, JB from Radra, I am encouraged by your start music. This is very encouraging. So thank you, JB, for the message. This one also says, that's Nana Poku from Asing Bisianse, says, my condolences to the bereaved families of the Newmont workers who lost their lives from such a disastrous incident. To the gone souls, may they have a peaceful rest in the bosom of their maker. This one says, I'm a Chelsea man. I feel happy for my United win over Man City. Oh, you wanted me to wear white today? Oh. Handsome monkey, Nyanahini sending this message. I guess because of the Manchester United win. Walanyo in Akwetia says, what kind of unprofessional policing is this? Okay, I wonder what this is in connection with, but this is the message today. Some men are so inhumane. How could you burn your wife who is pregnant? The law of Ghana will arrest and give him a bill. So Walanyo in Akwetia commenting about this story, which is in one of the newspapers. I think was it a final? No, not really. One of the newspapers that we reviewed about a man who burnt his pregnant wife.
All right. Now let's look at the online portals. We go to myjoyonline.com. Kweku Azan, that's Professor Asare, kicks against creation of 6 new regions, petitions commission, and says the US-based Ghanaian professor is vehemently, let's read the story, is opposed to the creation of 6 new regions. And I will bring you all that soon as we ready the page for you. We'll look at the other stories as well. And it says that for pit collapse, we didn't know about structural defects when they're inspecting the construction along the line. Sometimes beats the mind of many people. Now, Newmont is denying accusations by families of 6 people who perished at its Ahafo mine at Kenyasi that it had knowledge of structural defects. Now, let's go to Professor Asare's story. It says, a US-based Ghanaian professor is vehemently opposed to the creation of 6 new regions in Ghana, and apparently is asking for his rejection. Professor Kweku Asare has consequently, this is saying that petition the commission inquiring into the creation of the new regions, arguing there are no demonstrable benefits to warrant the creation of these new regions. Interestingly, the 2 leading parties prior to the 2016 elections had all said if either was retained or voted into office or create new regions. So I don't know on the political divide whether we can have a certain consensus on the opinion of Dr. Kweku Asare. What do you think?
I don't know. Yeah. Honestly, I think with the creation of the regions, it's those who live in the regions who know, especially when it's spearheaded in some of the instances. I guess it's all by chiefs and
various opinion
exactly.
In those regions.
You know, it's just expansion or they receiving their share, if you like. Some of the places getting development, access to infrastructure. I guess that's the reason we all want different regions to be created, so that they can also benefit, like we say, from the national cake.
The assumption is that then you have new administrative areas. The regions also will be prioritized better in terms of what the allocations will be for roads, other.
But I thought the recent creation of the districts, municipal assemblies, that would probably solve this issue. But no, I mean, it's the people who live in the regions, they can better make a case for it or against it.
But I think also beyond the demonstrable, perhaps effects of development, we also have some regional or grouping or ethnic undertones, because people feel that, well, they speak one language or belong to certain clans or certain lineages or generations, so they need to come together.
But I think the commission can do a better job.
Well, let's see what the consensus. The thing is that the commission is sitting because they need a consensus from the majority of the people living in those regions. But we should know by law, we'll go through some referendum or plebiscite. So it's not as if it's just a given.
No,
you have to vote. You need 2/3 of those who will be going according to what the constitution. For those who will be voting, you need 2/3 of those who will be turning out to go and vote to approve. So if you have a yes of 2/3 of those who will be voting, then you're good to go. That's what the constitution says. So,
we'll see. I don't know. For me personally, I think 10 regions should be enough.
Yeah, but we never know.
But we're growing. We keep growing. The population keeps growing.
The land is also increasing.
The other issue is that the population is growing, but other areas we know are choked.
Yeah, it's because we haven't planned
well. The urban centers are choked.
It's a poor planning.
Yeah, so we'll see. Let's see.
So what other stories there?
Shake-up at Immigration Service hits senior officers. The Ghana Immigration Service has shaking up the ranks of its senior officers to realign with new provisions in a law backing the service's administration. Details of that is on our website, myjoyonline.com. Finance Minister leads non-deal roadshow to Japan, and Ken Ofori-Atta will lead a delegation to Japan on the second leg of the non-deal investor roadshow to Japan. Nurse arrested for allegedly raping European tourists at Damongo Hospital. One of the stories, this is one of the things that you hear that it's like unbelievable. This couldn't be happening in Ghana.
Yeah.
So according to the story, the lady was taken ill to the hospital, and then this nurse said, oh, we've got a private ward. If you'd want to be in the private ward, she said yes. And then later that night, we're told he went as if to support her, because she had used the washroom and then gotten back. She was having difficulties either laying in the bed or something of the sort, and then before she knew, the gentleman was touching her, put her breast in his mouth. You know, this is weird. It's like a movie, and then ended up having unprotected sex with her right there. But the police is looking into this. But
that's the allegation. Have they investigated to find?
No, that's the investigation ongoing, but the
analysis.
gentleman has been arrested.
Okay.
So that's the story there on the website, myjoyonline.com. Can we move on?
Wow. And it's green, 28. You are being held. Trouble now.
Also, investigation begins into Newmont's Ahafo tunnel collapse. And then the minister was right there when the incident broke. I mean, he just left and went to the place and asked, was it the EPA or some agency like that to lead the investigation into the matter? We'll see. Sad. Otumfuo backs KMA boss in decongestion now. Is only when Otumfuo backs. Otherwise, I mean, let's look at what happened recently with the exercise that was to rid the hawkers of the streets.
For which we had Vox Pop.
Yeah. Nobody, I don't know, we had a live report from Kumasi, and people simply...
They started doing MPP and DC, yeah.
No,
they started doing MPP, really. They started doing government. They started doing government.
It was emotional blackmail.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't NDC MPP.
No. They started doing, yeah. But the thing is that we have to put all that into perspective. Kumasi and Accra are two so-called bigger cities, and if the authorities managing those cities can't put a tap or a hand on just a simple decongestion, because you want a good passage or a free flow of traffic for both humans and vehicles, and if we can't sustain that,
in Accra we can safely do it. Except that we all know that when it's when elections are getting close. But
that's where the sustainability issue comes in.
Yeah, so you can be radical in Accra, but you can't be in Kumasi if Mensah is not backing what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I guess we should be saying thank you to Mensah for coming on board. Otherwise, as for KMA alone, they couldn't do it. We know they couldn't. Inside the White House Bible study group, not sure what this is about really, but you can read about it. They say for the first time in at least 100 years, the U.S. cabinet has a Bible study group. What do they learn? What does Donald Trump make of it, and why? Okay, so that's what it's about. You can read about it on myjoyonline.com. A quick run through the stories. I think is the investigation beginning into the Newmont Ahafo tunnel collapse. That's featured boldly there on myjoyonline.com. Super incompetent NPP needs Obinim sticker, according to Mahama. Oh, Charlie. And then on the military deal, opponents are hypocrites of the highest order. Baku fires, backing the president on Newsfile on Saturday. Residents make final push for proposed Bono East region. 8 women on what it's like to get back together with a cheating ex. Get back together with a cheating ex. Okay, it'll be good to read those experiences. But for some of us, if the person cheated, he will cheat again. You can go back, but just know that he will cheat again. Yeah, if it doesn't cheat, that's a miracle. Hallelujah. All right, we've also got videos of some of the contents that you may perhaps have missed. here on Joy News. So EL performing at the Joy FM open house party, and DJ Black and his crew were at the UPSA for the Joy FM open house party. You can catch up if you missed the real action on the ground. All right, so that's it for myjoyline.com. Let's look at other websites. Okay, so this is the City Newsroom website, Roland.
Okay, so we go to City. It's the same about the new Montaha accidents. We have Minerals Commission begins probe. So we have other stories. Who visits there? Roberts attack SDA church in Kumasi. Review aspect of Ghana-US deal. Yaopong to government.
The SD is this the same church that was attacked some time back? There was a church during an all-night service. Can we please, let's click on the story. Let's verify. Let's be sure.
And Ghana lost over $900 million in oil taxes, according to all that. But we're opening Roberts attack SDA church in Kumasi. Is in the middle of the page. You can get on the ongoing Olympics, though. That's the Commonwealth Games. We have a 19-year-old Ghanaian, or a 19-year who is representing Ghana, Ho Haluti, qualifying for the women's 100-meter final. So let's, we have the SDA story.
So armed robbers on Saturday night broke into the Pankron Estate SDA church in Kumasi and made away with several items. And according to the PR of the church, the robbers forcefully detached the burglar proof from the wall, allowing them to enter the church and make away with properties amounting to about 20,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, it doesn't link it to a previous one. Perhaps it will be under there. But robbers and church. Not too long ago, we heard about the ICGC, I think Spintex branch. Armed robbers also visiting. Yeah,
they stole huge TV screens and things. They were not able to take any away, though.
Yeah. So they found like it's a safe haven for them in the church. How do you steal from a church? How do you go to church and steal? You know? Like you've really got guts.
Well, why? Don't steal.
Well,
if you can steal from a pastor's house, you can steal from a church.
Yeah.
Stealing people's profession.
Yeah, So repeat of the please, can you go up? I think this has happened before. Yeah, please, let's go up. In 2017, a similar incident occurred at Adwato, Edumen branch of the 7th Day, but same church, different branch.
Yeah.
Still in Kumasi during a watch night service. 3 masked men entered the church auditorium at about 3 a.m. with pump-action shotguns and 2 locally made pistols and robbed members of the congregation of their belongings. Some items they took. Okay, so they're just giving us details. But I think they also are able to do this because at the end of the day, we don't make any arrests. We don't successfully prosecute anybody. Nobody's punished for it. So they just do it and they get away with it. So they would do it again.
But that's what we keep saying about the state of security and how the police perhaps don't have a good grip on the whole state, because you may have logistics resupplied to the police, but the thing is, how is the monitoring on a 24/7 basis? That's what scares the armed robbers away, really.
Yeah. Well, we're done with the City Newsroom sites. We'll do the BBC, but let's read a few of your messages before we get off. This one says, Mamavi, creation of region doesn't generate development. It is rather the district. Regional are not agents for development. Government does not give any to region for development. Where we will vote against it. I like very much. You seem to know what you're saying. Michael Ameni is our friend in the UK.
I think that's
Michael,
a reality.
Good morning.
You said it too.
Hey, Michael, you've sent a long one. Michael says, at times it will be in the best interest of former President Mahama to protect his image as a statesman than to talk anyhow to open himself to be jabbed, because Ghanaians saw how reckless manner the SWAL NDC government ran down the affairs of Ghana under his leadership. And you, Michael, we get your message on the creation of the new regions. This one says, creation of new regions are vanity, but the development and job creation is the one we need as Ghanaians. Sepa from Elembele sending this message. This one says churches must enhance their own security. Simple. And then on the alleged rape issue, the nurse should be jailed for life. And you're calling the person animal. Okay, but should we all independently, privately get security? I mean, church is an open place. It's a public place, right? How tight could security be in a church? They could disguise themselves and come as worshippers of the church.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true. But I think individual people who can afford try to get security on their own. So sometimes they try to put together their own fences and barricade their areas. I have this one. It's coming from Derek Okosam. He says somebody's watching. It's Tuareg in Kaswa says you like the motivation this morning. That we're doing a good job. Thank you very much, Tuareg. And also, Derek is saying I should say hi to members of the KCSM, that is the Critical Thinkers Group. It's on WhatsApp. They exist on WhatsApp. It's from Derek Akosam, who is the Minister of Spiritual Affairs and Growth for the group.
That's added? That's in what you've just read?
Yeah, everything I'm reading is copied. Well, good morning to all of you. We hope that you will enjoy the show and have a good day as well.
Good morning to our colleague Rafik Salam in Wa. Rafik says the Obinim sticker reports. Oh, okay. So we've got it. We will share with our viewers, Rafik. Thanks a lot for that. Let's do the BBC. South Africa's Zuma charged with corruption. Jacob Zuma, who was forced from office in February, is accused of taking bribes in a 1990s arms deal. So that case ongoing. Toothbrush removed from Kenyan man's stomach. The man went from hospital to hospital to have it removed. And I guess finally it happened. How did toothbrush got into a man's stomach? Assault charge for ex-Mauritius official. Australian police charged the former chief of the Mauritius team with sexual assault of an athlete at the Commonwealth Games. This accusation came just before the start of the Commonwealth Games. Robbers blow up 5 Nigerian banks.
So let's read that story.
You want to?
Hey.
We don't have a lot of time.
Oh. Alata Blues.
I've got a special birthday dedication. It's to Abina Entry Frimpong of Stanbic Bank Asokwa branch. You're celebrating your birthday today, Monday, 9th of April 2018. It's from your husband, Eric Anyimedu of Komfo Anochi Teaching Hospital. To you, Abina Entry Frimpong, you work with Stanbic Bank Asokwa branch. Happy birthday to you from your husband and indeed all your friends. Enjoy your birthday today.
Okay, so there's a story. Islam robbers blew up the entrances of 5 banks in central Nigeria's Offa town with dynamite in an attempt which lasted for more than an hour after the close of business and left 6 policemen and 6 civilians dead.
Wow.
Kwara State Police spokesman Ajayi Okasmi told BBC Yoruba that the police are investigating and working with the bank managers to ascertain how much was carted away. It means they took away the money. The incident has drawn widespread condemnation with graphic pictures of those who were killed. The heavily gunmen had attacked the Iwade police station where they killed the policemen before raiding the bank. You know what they did? They raided the police station, decapitated everybody before they went to the bank. So there's no a lot of what.
So even if you call for, if you were able to even make a call to the police station, nobody would come.
Because that place is out of bounds.
Wow.
Yeah. The police had recovered some of the vehicles stolen during the raid. Hey, Charlie, it's like a Rambo movie. Oh.
And they say robberies like this one have become a regular occurrence
in Nigeria,
in that particular state.
Yeah.
Is it state or town? Wow. Okay, that's it. We will bring you detailed sports here on the show right after this. Benedict is on standby. And then after that, we're talking health this morning on our show. And recently, there have been things happening. Remember?
That we've all not been happy
last week, exactly. The bit about no bed, the no bed situation. Like, no bed, so where should I go? You go to 37, no bed. You go to Kolebu, no bed. And we had a guest here last week who shared, it's a very heartbreaking story of her mother. She came down from the UK. Mother came from the UK as well to support her with an NGO project. And then she fell ill. They went to 37, no bed. They went to Kolebu, no bed. On their way to the police hospital, her mother died. And as she shared the story with us, the mother was at the police hospital morgue. And there's a trending story of one Salom who also talks about the death of
his
whole
father. Thing, but it's something that has always been with us, and we take it so cool. The thing is,
we all have one experience or the other. So some of our colleagues were sharing their own experiences. Somebody said her best friend, the lady was pregnant, and they had to do like a quick CS session, and they had to jump from one facility to the other. The same story, no bed, no bed, no bed. So we can't be celebrating, really, we can't be observing a World Health Day without talking about the basic challenges that we have. I can't believe it. God forbid if anything happens to anybody standing around this studio right now, and we go to the nearest hospital and they say no bed. We go to the other one, they say no bed. Please, if you have experiences, share it with us. Let's talk about it today. We have to put some heat on the no bed situation. Let them fix it. Stay with us. We've got sport first, and then we'll have that conversation.